So you're in a form slump. It's a horrible feeling, isn't it? We often feel like the world is going to end, but I can guarantee you will get out of this. And it is part of the game. Every athlete goes through form slumps and form peaks where we're at the top of our game. And right now, you feel like you're hopeless, but please stick at it. I'm going to give you 5 things in this video that are going to hopefully help you overcome this form slump and regain some belief in yourself so that you can score runs or take wickets or improve your game and get it back to where you want it to be. So here are the 5 things I advise you to help you get out of this form slump. Number 1, remember that it's normal. Number 2, don't make any major changes or panic. Number 3, stay optimistic. Number 4, I want you to think back to when you've played at your best or you've had success in the past. And number 5, if needed, take a break. So these 5 things can help you get out of your own head, get back into being positive and optimistic and enjoying the game, and ultimately back into getting the results you desperately want. Firstly, remember that it's normal. Every single great athlete or every single athlete of any level has had lots of form slumps. Generally, the best athletes have played the most and they've had the most struggles, but they keep showing up. They just keep trying to get out of it. They keep trying to get better. And the best athletes are able to shift their attention, shift their mindset, shift their focus, which often helps them get out of their form slump a little bit quicker. So firstly, remember, you're not alone. Steve Smith, Virat Kohli, Joe Root, Kane Williamson, 4 of the greatest batters that have ever played the game, all went over a year without scoring international hundreds, some over 2 or even over 3 years. So they're some of the best that have ever played, not scoring the runs they want to score or are capable of scoring because they were in a form slump. But when they got out of that form slump, they made it count. And before that, when they were in form and doing well, they made it count. To be great, it's not about not failing. It's about how good can you be across a career or a season or a few seasons. And it's your career average, it's the career runs, not one single innings or one single series or one single moment that matters. So remember that if you're struggling, even the best that have ever played have been where you are right now. The second thing, it's not a time to make major changes to your game. If you start making major changes, it creates uncertainty in your mind, and you don't want any more distractions. By doubling down on what you already do, what you're already good at, and staying in that, you're creating some certainty in what you do rather than confusion. And you don't want to add an element that makes the game more complex. You want to keep it as simple as possible when things aren't going well. And by not making major changes, that's how you can keep things simple. Now, I want you to think back to when you have had success or when you were playing at your best. We all live in our most recent performances. If you've taken 5 wickets or you've scored 100, you usually feel really confident. You usually feel really good about yourself. But if we're coming off 2 low scores or 2 games where we haven't got any wickets or we've been smashed around the park, we often feel low, we feel flat, we feel a bit inadequate. But before that, you might have scored runs or taken wickets. And we've got to try and get back into a mindset of feeling good about ourselves, feeling competent and capable. And so what I suggest you do is shut your eyes and remember back to a time where you were bowling at your best or batting at your best, and relive that. Play that over in your head over and over again. Try and forget or let go of the previous recent failures and really focus on the time when you are playing at your best and doing well, and that will then create a sense of competence and confidence that you can take into your next training session and ultimately into your next game. Instead of going into training or a game and thinking, maybe I'm not good enough, maybe I don't remember how to score runs, I hope it works out. If you're reliving your best performances, you're going to stand taller, you're going to feel good about yourself, you're going to have good energy flowing through your body. You're going to say, I'm excited to play today. I want to get out there, as opposed to thinking, oh, I don't want to fail again. Thinking about being excited and playing and wanting to play is a big difference, and that can be what just gets you going, gets you into the contest, takes your first wicket or makes your first 10 or 15 runs, and then it can just sort of get the monkey off the back and you can relax a bit, play with freedom, and then go and have a great day. So I'd highly recommend that you go back and relive your previous successes so that it creates that nice feeling. I've heard sports psychologists say that the best, most successful athletes are optimistic. Now, what does that mean? That means they think everything's going to be okay. They believe that everything's going to work out. And what in a cricket sense for you is, oh, I'm going to get runs. Runs are coming, wickets are coming. It might be this week, but if it's not this week, it's going to be next week. I think amateur cricketers, amateur athletes are the opposite. They desperately hope it's this week. They think it has to be this week because they don't know when it's going to happen. The best athletes who are optimistic go, I know it's coming. And that allows them a sense of calmness. Yeah, my runs are coming. I'm batting well. It's just around the corner. Often you hear international players are the best in the world talk and they're out of form and they say, yeah, I'm not too worried. I know runs are coming, runs are around the corner. And that's them being optimistic, saying, yep, I've done all the work, I'm putting in the work, I'm problem solving, I'm doing whatever I need to be doing to get out of this, and I know that my runs are coming. It's hard to do, but I'd highly encourage you to start trying to train your mind to think, it's coming. And focus on the work you're doing as a way to prove to yourself that it's coming. I'm putting in the work. I am getting better. I am ready for whatever's coming, as opposed to just focusing on the result. 3 ducks in a row, 3 low scores in a row, 3 games with no wickets or getting hit around. If you're just focusing on that, then you are going to feel a bit insecure, a bit inadequate. But if you're focusing on, actually, I've trained 4 times this week, I'm feeling ready the last 3 weeks, I'm really putting in the work, it's going to happen. It's going to happen for me. It might be this week, it might not, but that allows you to relax, get that sense of calm back, and play with freedom, because what we're trying to do is move from playing with fear to playing with freedom. When we are in a low, sort of a run of bad form, or our performances aren't where we want them to be, we're scared of another failure. What does that mean? Does that mean I suck? Does that mean I'm not good enough? And often it comes really deep to who we are as a person. If I don't get runs or wickets, I suck at cricket, which means I suck as a person. And I want you to really remember that your performances in cricket don't reflect who you are as a person. Get 100, make a duck, get a wicket, get a 5 or get no wickets. You're not a more valuable or less valuable person. Remember that. And even that thought can relax you and allow you to move from fear to freedom, because we don't want to be playing with fear. That's when we're tense, that's when we're tight. We want to be playing with freedom. And these are the sort of things we teach in our Mental Skills online course, which have been designed for cricketers like you who are struggling to get out of their own way, who are in their own head and overthinking, and the tension in their body holds them back from performing at their best. No one performs at their best when they're tense, when they're tight, when they're overthinking. And the online Mental Skills course is designed to help you get out of your own way so that you can enjoy your cricket. You can be excited to get to cricket. You can play with freedom. Ultimately, you can get the results you desperately desire by just getting out of your own way. If you want to get started today and take your mental skills, your mindset and your emotions to the next level so that you can perform at your best more consistently, click on the link below and you can get started right away. Now finally, if you've been putting in the work and you're not scoring the runs or taking the wickets you desperately want, sometimes stepping away from the game and taking a short break is the best thing you can do. If you finish cricket on a Saturday, it might be making a decision to miss training on Tuesday to give yourself a bit of a break, and having Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 4 days off. You show up to cricket on Thursday, maybe you've got a little bit less baggage, maybe you haven't thought about cricket every moment of every day since Saturday like you normally do, and maybe that space from Saturday to Thursday just creates the break in the circuit you need, as opposed to so many people who are struggling. They want to train more, they want to train more, they've got to get in the nets, they've got to train harder, and then they get more desperate. I've got to do well, I've got to get out of this, I've got to train harder, try harder. And that creates more and more tension. And what I've sort of spoken to a lot of players about is sometimes when we take a break over a Christmas break in Australia, or we have a little holiday during a season, sometimes, and I know it happened for me a few times in my career, we come back and we just feel fresher. We feel clearer, we feel calmer. We're not so tense about everything. I'm not telling you to stop and quit and give up and take a whole season off. I'm just saying a mini break of 3 or 4 days as opposed to training every single day, trying harder and harder. That doesn't help sometimes. You've got to put in the work consistently, but if you have put in the work for many weeks, you've had a big pre-season, you've started the season, you've trained hard, a break can be the best thing to just clear your mind and get you out of that slump, that overthinking, overstressing, that slump that you're in. So if you're in a form slump and the game is on top of you and you're overthinking and feeling really bad about yourself, try these 5 things. Number 1, remember that it's normal. Every single athlete goes through form slumps or isn't performing at their best or where they want to be consistently. Number 2, don't make any major changes that are going to create confusion. Number 3, think back to a time when you were playing at your best and get that feeling back into your body. Number 4, be optimistic. Tell yourself it's coming, I'm going to get runs, I'm going to get wickets soon. If it's this week, great. If not, it'll be next week. And finally, if you need to, take a break. Take a mini break, try and get away from the game, just freshen up, clear your mind and come back a bit fresher.